Real spooky out here tonight, man. Real spooky. Y'all see this fog? It's real crazy out here tonight, man. You know? And we in Freeport, New York, my people. This is the Outlier B. And welcome to my show, my people. I want to call it maybe the Outlier Experience. We were formerly in the Loop Radio. Had to switched up in the Loop because in the Loop Radio was more known for trying to put Long Island rappers on. Me, my cousin Ace, and also Big Mont, who comes onto the station and he gives you guys a lot of, his comments are out there a little bit, you know. But we started up a podcast trying to put Long Island rappers on just to show that we are Long Island and we do our thing in the hip hop community. What I started noticing with that podcast is that I wanted to get into different topics, deeper topics, because we started that when I was about 30, 31, and I grew a lot since then, my people. I wanted to speak about some of the things in which I speak about now, and that definitely wasn't the outlet for it, you know? But that's getting into a lot. We like to start the show off to keep the integrity, so we start the show off with the health. Then we go into the career. And after that, we go into personal thoughts and just personal life, you know? So the first two are going to be very quick today. But we're going to speak about an interesting topic in which I spoke about I think that was Monday. I spoke about it on my way home, and that was about mental health. And we're going to get into that. But first thing we speak about is the health. And I did pretty good. I think I drank on Monday. I didn't drink on Tuesday. I feel pretty good. My diabetes was kept under control. I took all my shots. I monitored myself. I did not have those 5 meals, which I told you guys I do have to do. My stomach did hurt a little bit, but not so much in the sense that I couldn't eat. I still had a great appetite and I ate. You dig? So the health is cool. We didn't improve 10%. We just staying the same. I definitely got to get better on that. For the career, I have an important day today. Today, people will be shadowing me. Like I told you guys, we have a company that's coming over to take over our dispatching software. Somebody said, what's up? Somebody's on the check-in. Night bite May. Might bite May. All right, what up? Where you coming from? Where you texting in from? How you feeling this morning? When you check in, man, hit that like button. Also subscribe if you like this type of content. All I do is walk, document the day. We speak about some interesting topics. If that's what you into, hit that subscribe button, my people. Definitely hit that subscribe button. It is currently 4:35 out here in Long Island, New York, my people, because everybody asks me where I'm calling from, where I'm coming from, and also what time is it. So it's 4:30 a.m. out here, Freeport, Long Island. I'm on my way to work, and we got a big day today, my people. Somebody said, coming after you. Somebody coming after me. Who said that? M. Pacal. He said he coming after me. Damn, son, don't come after me, man. Don't come after me. All right? We don't want none of that. So, yeah. Okay, so we talking about work. Like I said, they are redoing some of our software. So they want to see how I do my daily reports. And it's going to be cool. You know, they sitting at my desk. I feel like personal touch has been gone since COVID. Everything is remote. But in order to get a real feel of what I do, my people, it's definitely good that they come in and sit down with me and they're going to see how we do everything. My manager told me to, give them the nitty gritty. Give them the nitty gritty. Let them see what you do and see if their software can actually replicate it, you know. Somebody said, I got candy in my back. Don't worry. He said he got candy in the back. Don't worry. Somebody said, where you going? I'm headed out to work. My people. Headed out to work. Yes, sir. So this should be fun. You know, I get to show them a little bit of tricks and secrets. Well, I ain't going to go into the secrets, but we're going to show them a little bit of tricks. We're going to show them what I do. And that should be cool. That should most definitely be cool. Now, we move into the personal life, man. And this is the topic that I wanted to speak about. Dig it, man. The scent of the day. Let's talk about that first. The scent of the day is vetiver extraordinaire. That's a beautiful fragrance if you are into vetiver. You know, vetiver is definitely one of my favorite fragrance ingredients. I got 3 different types. I got vetiver pour homme. I believe that is from Rosia. I have original vetiver by Creed. I also have gray vetiver by who makes that? Yeah, Tom Ford makes that. Somebody said, okay, where do I work? I ain't gonna tell you where I work, but I work in Long Island City, out there in Queens. You dig? Long Island City, out there in Queens. Yep. But yeah, so that is the fragrance of the day. But last week or Monday, I keep thinking it's last week because I work from home on Tuesdays, so it gets kind of confusing. But last week, right, we spoke about checking up on your loved ones, man. You know, because mental health is big, yo. Mental health is a huge, huge, huge topic. And I believe that, you know, when you're young, or I can't speak about everybody, but in my community, where I grew up at, in Hempstead, you know, around a whole bunch of people like me, and getting help was something that was looked down upon, you know what I mean? Like if you went to go see a psychiatrist, if you spoke too much about your emotions, as kids, we used to have a game called Taking Someone's Pride. And taking someone's pride is when you make them want to cry. You make them want to cry over something. So we could be playing a basketball game, right? And let's say somebody is getting the best of you. We learn early that you got to get into that person's head. Because a lot of times when you get into somebody's head, they can't do the things that they want to do. So if they missed a shot, we would make fun of them, start, teasing that person just to take them out of the game, just to, get them into wanting to, deal with you and get into your antics. And once you get them into your antics, chances are they're not going to be able to function. One of the things we in Hempstead, because we did have a crazy reputation growing up for being like one of the toughest spots on Long Island. So in Hempstead, we used to bully a lot of people. And what I mean by that is that, let's say you playing basketball or football against somebody and they have more skill than you and they better. A lot of times we would, try to act like we're gonna fight you. Start getting loud, start taking you out of your game. And for people that's not from Hempstead, it could get scary for them. It could most definitely get scary. It's interesting because they try, like I said, I'm from Long Island. So they tried to do that with Wally Zerbiak. And y'all know Wally Zerbiak was probably one of the best basketball players to ever come up out of Long Island. But he was so good, man, you can't take Wally out of his game. Yo, Wally was destroying the island, every single team. From people in the city to Long Island, Wally was doing that, But, we learned early that you could take somebody out their game, even with video games. One of the things I used to do with the video game is if you played with me, and remember, this is before the time of the internet where you could connect and play people remotely. You had to be in somebody's house and be in somebody's room. So I used to have surround speakers. I used to put a soundtrack in the game like Bone Thugs or the Dog Pound. So, we talking 93, 94. Snoop, Dr. Dre, Boot Camp Clip, people like this. I used to put their CD in and play the game. And they used to have settings where you could add the sounds into the game. So you'll still hear the whistle. You'll still hear all of that, but it's in the game. And I used to have surround speakers and connected it. So if you was playing me, you was coming into my world, yo. When I'm singing, I'm rapping, I'm talking loud. And you're not just playing the game now, you're playing against me. So again, the mental thing is real. And on Monday, I told you cats to check up on your people because you never know what people are doing. You never know. Somebody asks, what do you do for work? What do I do for work? I am a director. I work for the city. I'm not going to tell you where. I work for New York City. And we have a contract with different companies to provide a service for the people in the city. And what I do is I manage that contract. So I look at different KPIs. I look at the data that they're sending us. I check it for integrity. I make sure that they're abiding by the contract. We set up standards for them. They have to follow by certain laws. So that's what I do. Somebody said, thank God some asshat ain't walking by my house talking out loud. Hey, listen, I don't think I'm talking loud. I'm just close to the camera, man. That's why y'all hear me so well. But, you know, maybe they need to get up and listen to what I'm saying, man. Somebody said, that's funny. What's your name? Thomas Griffith. Thomas Griffith. Laugh my ass off if I'm messing. Nah, that's good. I like that. You know, I tell all the people in the chat, I love those type of comments, man. You know, mess with me. Mess with me. I like that. You know, homie said he had candy in his back pocket. That's hilarious. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't, you know, I don't mess with that. Somebody said, stay live. See you. Don't get jumped. Don't get jumped. I know, right? I'm gonna tell you a story about that one day, if you keep following, because one day I did almost get set up over here, man. But I'll tell y'all about that. Yeah. So, yeah, mental health is real, man. Mental health is real. So I got two stories to tell you guys about mental health. And one of them was, again, y'all know I do videos. I used to edit music videos on a very low level. You feel me? On a very low level. But I had people who used to freestyle and do all of that stuff. I'm going to leave names up out of there. So you know, I'm just gonna leave the name up out of there, so you can't trace it back to who I'm talking about. So I was working, you know, for a long time with this dude, and the reason why I used to look out for him is because he was cool. You know what I mean? And I grew up with him, so we grew up together. But we lost contact for years. Somebody said hi. Kenneth, who's that? Kenneth C2D2G. What's up, Kenneth? What's going on? Where you coming from, man? Put in the comments where you coming from and what time is it? Where you at, man? We out here in Freeport, Long Island. Yes, sir. So, yeah, this is somebody that I knew for a long time, and I used to work with him doing videos. We used to talk. And actually, he was signed to another Long Island Hempstead legend. Somebody said America in Houston. Houston in the house. What up, Houston? Where where they from? Mike Jones and those type of cats. From, you know, I used to love them cats, man. Slim Thug. I used to rock with them back in the early 2000s. Look, they still got their Christmas lights up, man. They need to take them things down, son. When is it too late to have your Christmas lights up, yo? When is it too late? It's already what, the 7th? I think it's time to go. They look nice, but I think it's time to go. Yes, sir. So this is a cat that I knew, and we used to do videos together, right? And we used to drink together and just chill. He'd come to my apartment, and, you know, we used to rock. Now, one night, it was so crazy, my people. And at the time, I thought it was a joke. Like, I didn't really grasp the full gravity of what was going on. So basically what happened was this, man. We driving, right? Well, he's driving, and I'm in the passenger seat. And we had a red light close to my house. As soon as the red light turned green, this dude just speed up mad fast, yo. And I'm in the car, and, you know, I'm kind of drunk, so I'm laughing. I'm like, yo, chill. Laughing, thinking it's funny. Tell me why this dude take the car and crash it into the median, son. Crashed it into the median. We turned around. The car ain't flip over or anything like that, but he crashed it into the median. The car, like, kind of did a whirlwind like that, boom, 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 and went across the street. And we didn't get hurt. None of us got hurt, yo. But he said, yo, I had to do it. And at first I thought it was just a joke. You know what I mean? I thought it was just a joke. I ain't take it seriously. But the next day, that same dude came to my crib to try to get the car. And I'm like, yeah, come through. You know what I mean? Because this is during COVID. And this is where everybody was working from home. So I'm like, yeah, come through and get the vehicle, you know? Because it was crashed up and he couldn't drive anymore. So he came to the crib the next day, and we chilling the whole day. He come to the house early, like 8 o'clock in the morning, yo, drinking. Already drinking, son. Like, I'm like, all right. You know, my apartment at the time was new. You know, it was the Gray Barn out there in Amityville, if you cats know where that's at. So it's a real nice apartment building. This dude was jumping on the couches, in the common areas, just acting a damn fool, and was acting weird the whole day, son. We walked to the Walgreens, and, like, I'm looking at his face, and his, like, facial expressions change. You guys ever know somebody, right? And you see them and you deal with them every day, and they cool. And then like one day you see them outside of where you normally see them, and you look at their eyes, and their eyes are just like different. It's like a spirit is, took over them. And it's the craziest and scariest thing because it's a body that a body that but the eyes tell you that this ain't the person who you think you have a relationship with. And that's what I was feeling the whole day with this dude. Like he even said something funny, like he was gonna do some violence to me or some shit, right? So we still chilling, and like he would say certain stuff, and like in my head, I'm like, yo, did homie just say that? You know what I mean? And I didn't know. So, you know, I took him home that day. I had a car or whatever, took him home. And it was just like the weirdest feeling because I took him home. He said he was coming back to the car. He bounced for like it was mad long, mad long, kid. And, when he came back, he was just different. He asked me to drive him to different places. It was just like the weirdest thing, man. The weirdest thing. And, I ain't have to do anything to him. He ain't have to do anything to me. But the fact that it seemed like he tried to commit suicide, man, while we was in, and I hope I don't get banned for saying words like this, but it felt like he was trying to do that, trying to off himself with me in the vehicle. And I was missing all of the signs, yo. I was missing all of the signs that something wasn't right with this kid, because again, when I look at stuff like that, I don't sometimes think it's real. And I don't take people serious at times. Like someone who wants to off themselves. I've never had those feelings, so it's hard for me to relate to somebody who's down on life like that, and they feel that their best option is to do something to themselves. And when alcohol and substances and things like that are involved, sometimes you can, get caught up in that. You can get caught up in that and not even be aware of it. So the point is, man, to look at them signs, be a friend, and, see when people need help. A second situation in which I had was with somebody that I used to deal with on an intimate level. Now, this person, I was young, in my 20s, and this person was young and early and in their 20s. And they would say stuff like, this is what they was gonna do to themselves. And I never believed it, yo. I didn't believe it. I thought that the person was saying it just to get attention. But the signs were there. The signs were there, man, So things like, if you guys ever seen this is real, yo. You ever look at somebody's wrist and you see that they slit their wrist? Y'all ever see that? Like, there's some people out there where, like, if you look at the inside of their wrist, I'm talking like right here, you'll see razors. You'll see their nails. Sometimes they like to go like this with their nails and, cause pain on themselves. Sometimes you'll look at their thighs and they'll have like scratch marks where they scratch themselves. Some of these people take excessive amount of drugs, things like that. And again, these are some of the telltale signs, man. And again, I wasn't taking this person seriously when they was telling me that, they had issues and these are the emotions that they were having. So, this same person, one day I'm chilling, I'm at home, I think we had an argument and I went home. And then they called me, like the police office, they called me. And they said that, someone had taken an excessive amount of pills. And it was her. She took pills. So I had to go to the hospital to go check up on her and see what was going on. And the doctors was like, yeah, she really tried to commit suicide. I said the word. I ain't mean to say the word. But she had told me that she was gonna do it, that she was gonna take these pills. And I'm like, nah, man, you front. You just want my attention. And it ain't gonna work. But she really did it. You understand? And had to stay in the psych ward. Like, that's real crazy stuff. You know what I mean? But again, the signs were there. I saw her taking excessive amount of drugs. I saw her with the scratch marks and everything on her wrist and also on her like inner thighs and stuff like that. I knew that she was on medication at the time. And, it was real. And these things happened. And the signs were there, man. And I feel bad for the fact that I didn't see these signs, man. Definitely didn't see these signs. And, I don't want you guys to fall for the same thing that, I fell for. So again, if you have anybody in your life that's out there reaching out for help, and they may not even be reaching out for it, but their actions show that they need help, listen, man, Go to your people, man, because that's all we have in this world is relationships, you know? And as I get older, I'm seeing that the people who really care for me, they're leaving. You know what I mean? My mother, my father, my brother's wife, some of my girlfriends, everyone is getting older. Everyone is getting older. And, you know, they're not going to be here forever. And I just hate for someone to leave that you really care for and you not tell them how you feel, or you not basically taking advantage of the time that you have now. Somebody said, now your mom is on the same board with me. Now your mom is on the same board with me. Y'all hilarious. Hey, yo, bro, you ever take back shots before? Come on, son. Hello from Maine. What up, my people in Maine? What's going on? You cats are freaky in the morning, man. I suggest you cats take a nap, man. You know? But for the cat who asked me if I'm scared I'm going to get robbed, let me tell y'all my quick story real quick. Nah, I'm not afraid, but I probably should be. So one day, y'all know I go into this fine establishment right here, man, right? And one day I walked out. I walked out of here. Now, it was like 3 cats over here, 3 cats waiting over here, and one of them was in the store. Now, this was back when people used to sell CDs. You understand what I'm saying? They used to sell their CDs. These were these rappers, fake rappers, you know what I mean, who really stick up kids. So the kid walked out the store with me right here, and I'm walking out. Next thing I know, these 3 cats from over here start walking too. So now I'm walking like boom, and it's 3 of them now. One like right here on me, the other one like right there. The one who walked out the store with me was right here, and another one was right there. So I'm boxed in, and I'm like, yo, damn, son, what's going on here? And homie was like, yo, I got this CD. I'm a rapper. I'm like, all right, you a rapper? And he was like, yo, for what do you say, $10, you know, support me. And I'm like, you know, already had the show, and this is Long Island, you know, so you know, I'm gonna buy the thing to help out a young brother. But I felt like they kind of strong-armed me to do it, man, after I looked at it. I felt like they strong-armed me to do it, you know? But that's my off-the-wall story for today. I'm up out of here because my train coming in a few more minutes. I got to get up out of here. I'd like to thank everybody for checking in. I love y'all. Somebody said, bro, what you think about fake homies asking to chill, but they never come through? Fake homies. Somebody said, all right, Denzel, here we go with this Denzel stuff. Thanks for checking in, man. You my boy. So homie said, bro, what you think about fake homies asking to chill, but they never come through? Fake homies who, listen, man, everybody who say they're your homie, they not your homie, man. I'm going to tell you. Listen, it's going to take somebody close to you to know your secrets, to know your routines, to know what you're doing. So a lot of times it's setups, man. It's a lot of setups going on there, you know? So just be wary of people you call your friends, you know what I mean? Be wary of people who you call your friends. And somebody said, shout out Detroit, Michigan, baby. Detroit, Michigan. Look, I got another story about Detroit, man. Y'all know I used to play baseball, right? So I had an all-star game one day. It was like some of the best players from New York. We went to Maryland, and we was playing up against a whole bunch of people from around, you know, just around the area, you know what I mean? And I think I was like, what, 12, 13 at the time. And it was a chick from Detroit. She was on some whole different time than me, son. I'm like 13. She was like 12, 13. And she was on some craziness, son. She wanted to go all the way. I was just a kid worried about baseball, man. She trying to go all the way. She was way faster than me at that age. I'm like, damn, them people in Detroit crazy. Somebody said shout out from Detroit, Denver, Dover, Delaware. Shout out to Dover. I know some people that went to Dell State. Is that in Dover? I know some people from Dell State or whatever. When I used to go to college, because my ex, she went to school out there in Widener. You ever hear of Widener in Pennsylvania? She used to go to school out there. You know what I mean? So definitely Dover, Delaware is in the building. I definitely know about it. I'm up out of here, man. Thank you, cats, for watching. I love y'all. It's the Outlier. Peace out, man.